It is absolutely devastating to hear that Malcolm Jamal Warner has passed away. He was only 54 years old, and I am literally fighting back tears to hear this. This is just, of course, unexpected. And of course, you just immediately think of all that he brought to us as an actor, especially playing Theo in The Cosby Show. And it's just unbelievable that this has happened. So let me just play a quick news clip for you all of what happened.
Malcolm Jamal Warner, the actor most famous for his role as Bill Cosby's son, Theodore Huxtable, on the NBC hit sitcom The Cosby Show in the 80s and early 90s, has died. Police say he drowned off the coast of Costa Rica yesterday while vacationing with his family. Warner was born in New Jersey and raised by his mother, who enrolled him in acting school. His role on The Cosby Show earned him an Emmy nomination in 1986. And then after The Cosby Show, Warner went on to direct and produce multiple television shows while playing music and writing poetry. Malcolm Jamal Warner was 54 years old.
That is just. I was sitting here and doing some things, actually sitting here, um, doing some things for some people I'm working with on a project, and it popped up on my phone. And when I read it, I was like, when you read something like that, you're like, you at first really doesn't register. You're reading it, but you're like, what? That can't be real. What? And so it is just it's just devastating. So I'm switch over to CNN and just let's see what more they might have to add. Not about, of course, what happened because we now know what the incident was, but just more about his life. So Malcolm Jamal Warner, actor who starred as Theo in The Cosby Show, dead at 54. Malcolm Jamal Warner, an actor and artist who rose to fame as a child as Theodore Huxtable on The Cosby Show, has died. According to a source close to the actor, he was 54. Warner died in a drowning accident in Costa Rica where he was on vacation with his family. CNN has reached out to representatives for Warner for further information. What further information do you need, CNN? A native of New Jersey, Warner started acting at age 9, making appearances in shows like Fame. He was a young teen when he was cast as the only son of Bill Cosby's character, Heathcliff Huxtable, in The Cosby Show, which ran from 1984 to 1992. Warner later reflected on the legacy of the popular Emmy winning sitcom. Quote, the fact that the Cosby Show for Black America and white America alike finally legitimized the black middle class and did, which has always been around since the inception of this country, but as with everything, is not legitimate till it's on television, Warner said. He also said when the show first came out, there were white people and black people talking about how the Huxtables don't really exist, and I remember that. Black people don't really live like that. Meanwhile, we were getting tens of thousands of fan letters from people saying, thank you so much for this show. Warner was nominated for a Primetime Emmy in 1986 for his supporting work on The Cosby Show. By the time the show was over, Warner said in a 2013 interview, we were still on top, enough to go out on top, but we were ready to live our own lives. Quote, we were all ready to move on. And as Mr. Cosby said, by that point, we had pretty much said all that we could say, Warner added. After the perennial hit series ended in 1992, the actor continued working primarily in television until recently with credits including Touched by an Angel, Community, Key and Peele, Suits, Sons of Anarchy, and American Horror Story. Warner's comments on Cosby's misconduct allegations, Warner's life beyond acting. I just want to focus on um, Malcolm's life. I don't want to get it all bogged down in and stuff going on with Bill Cosby or went on with Bill Cosby. As much as he honored the Theo character, Warner also worked hard to show how multifaceted he was, included being a Grammy-winning musician. He won Best Traditional R&B Performance in 2015 for the song Jesus Children. He was also nominated for a Grammy in 2023 for Best Spoken Word Poetry Album. Both as a musician and then as a parent, Warner talked to CNN in 2017 about his excitement in those roles. Quote, being a new parent, I have a lot of new material for the music, he said at the time. It's really awesome. And right now, my daughter's 4 months, so I don't have to tell her no. Warner also starred opposite Eddie Griffin in the series Malcolm and Eddie. Yes, I remember that. For 4 seasons between 1996 and 2000. His more recent acting credits include The Resident, The Wonder Years reboot, Grownish, and 911. Last year, Warner launched his podcast, Not All Hood. Last year, with the goal of continuing to be a voice that explores the diverse experiences of the Black community and touch on themes of representation in media. Quote, when we talk about the Black community, we tend to speak of it as a monolith, when the reality is there are so many different facets of the Black community, and we wanted to have a space where we can really explore, discuss, and acknowledge all of those different aspects, he told People magazine in an interview last year. This is just this is just so sad that Malcolm Jamal Warner has passed away, and it's just so sad. What he said in one of these interviews about how when the Cosby Show came out, how there were black people even saying, "Well, that's not real. Black people don't live like that." That was so true because I was there, like I'm sure many of you. People were saying things like that because they just hadn't seen it. Some people had not seen that at all, depending on where they lived, how they lived, what was their socioeconomic situation. Some people go by what they see on TV too much. Like some people maybe thought we were only good times, or we were only maybe a few exceptions like the Jeffersons or something like that. But I loved what the Cosby Show did for us, for America as a whole. This show was groundbreaking. The family was groundbreaking. This is one of those situations where I do separate the art from the artist. The Cosby Show was huge. It meant so much. It is a gem amongst gems as far as what we have been given in this form, in this art form. And Malcolm Jamal Warner was a huge part of that. I just immediately started thinking about so many of the episodes, especially when Denise tried to design that shirt for him. What was it called? Was it called a Gordon Cottrell or something like that? When he got the piercing in his ear, he snuck it, got the piercing in his ear, and it had got infected. Oh my. So just thoughts and prayers goes out, of course, to his family, his friends, to all of us out here who feel as if Malcolm Jamal Warner was such a huge part of our own soundtrack, how we grew up, what we watched on television. It just this feels like one of those ones. Like this is a big loss um, to us as a culture. It's just a big loss. So condolences goes out again to Malcolm Jamal Warner's family, friends, supporters, fans. Yeah, definitely, definitely gone too soon.